Yo, and yo. Skrillex just released his new album and I love it. His song Voltage is one of my favorite songs right now. And I just wanted to see how he did the notes, how he did the bass line. And I got a lot of information here. I'm going to show you how to use these tools to figure out notes, how to figure out the secrets and the genius of Skrillex, the notes he chooses, the reason he's progressing in this way. Just a lot of music theory knowledge that's going to help you along the way. So I remade a couple things here. Let's go ahead and listen and dive right in. Voltage. Gotta believe. When I get this reference track, I'm able to add a low pass and a tuner, and I can actually analyze the notes that Skrillex used. This is the intro. We can see the tuner picking up the notes. C sharp, D, E, F sharp. C sharp, D, E, F sharp. So I labeled it right here as the bass notes. Now we basically want to find the scale that this is in. And what I usually do is go to the drop and listen to the root note here. The tonic or the fundamental usually is playing during the drop, which would be the home note in the scale. And if we look at this, this is the drop and it's just playing the F sharp about 90% of the time. At the end of this 8-bar phrase, we rise up D and E. So D and E make an appearance again, and it's in the drop too. But like I said, this time this drop is starting in F sharp. It's running F sharp. So there's a really good chance that this song is in F sharp minor. If we look at a picture of F sharp minor, which is this, we can actually confirm that those notes are in the scale. So over here, C sharp, D, E, F sharp. C sharp is our fifth, a very important note in our scale. D is up here, it's the next note. E is the next note. And then F sharp is going back home. So at the intro, Skrillex is basically starting on the fifth and walking up his scale all the way till he gets home. And he does that over and over again. That's his loop. And the loop will keep going all the way up right into the drop. So once it ascends up to the root, it transitions perfectly right here on the drop, which plays the root the whole time. And at the end, we go back up again, ascend, and then go back down. And that's like our perfect loop that we have here. And I recreated the bass line, and we put the notes in here. C sharp, D, E, F sharp. With Ableton, you want to change the scale here. So we put it on F sharp minor to make sure that this is easy for us. Start on the fifth, sixth, go to the seventh, and then boom, home. So that's our bass line. Keep in mind too the timing of it. We kind of start the second note and the fourth note early. That's regular, but we do it this way. Very cool with the rhythm. If we were to put the original song into like a key finder, we get this result, 11B, A, major. Now this may be confusing, but if you look at the circle of fifths or the Camelot scale, which is the same, you're going to see that 11B, A major is right here, and its relative minor is actually F sharp minor, the one that we have been talking about. So both of these scales share the same exact notes. They just have a different home note, a different starting point, which is the whole reason it feels different. So A major starts at A, F sharp minor starts at F. Technically, you can switch and swap these scales as you're playing, but it's good to see that all of the notes and the scale is starting to line up, and it's confirmed here. So if you get this bass line, which by the way, this is 3 oscillators. I will show you how to make this here very shortly. I'll show you how to make all these sounds. And if you want to get these sounds right away, just go into my Patreon, support me, get these sounds, the bass line you'll get this Vox bell. You'll get this arpeggiator, and then the piano. So that piano is what I want to show you next, because we're essentially using the bass notes and then creating triads, triad chords with them. So originally the MIDI clip looked something like this, just bass notes. Now, when you're in this mode, you can get these bass notes. We're going to duplicate them and make them go the whole way. And then we're going to hit scale at the top. If I highlight all of them and hold Option, I can click and drag. And I can skip one highlighted note, click up and drag again, skip another highlighted note, and then I have my perfect triad chords. Click on scale up here and I go back to normal view. That's essentially what we did to make these, and we're in octave 3. This is just the regular grand piano instrument. We EQ'd a lot here at 359. Use the glue compressor to turn it up and compress it. Makeup gain is 7.9, threshold's -9. And added some cool reverb and delay. Dry. Wet. And you can do these reverb and delay settings here. Now this will be in perfect harmony with this bass line. Just waiting for Skrillex to sing on top. We have this bell too. The melody. And this arpeggiator. The arpeggiator is cool. I used Omnisphere to make this, just loaded up kind of a random arp and put it up in octave, which is going 4 and 5. And we're just playing the root chord. So it starts on F sharp. You make the triad chord as usual. The bass line is going to be playing with that arp at the beginning, but all the lows are going to be cut. And eventually the lows will come back. So the bass line has a little bit of automation here with this low cut. Off at the beginning. No lows at the beginning. I should say EQA on. And then over here, we can fill the lows because this turns off. A couple of elements are all stacking up quickly. This bell is important to know how we made. If I use Melodyne on this clip here, I can actually see all the notes that are being played. It's a little bit confusing, but you can actually see patterns start to appear. The Vox is going to be playing the note A, and A is the third of our scale. And we make this pattern. I chose this bell noisy attack, added this EQ8 to cut all these low mids. This is essentially the rhythm. And we go down 1. We're in F sharp minor right here. Start on A, go down to the second. We just repeat that every 2 bars. I also got a phrase, just like a vocal phrase that's singing in F minor, F sharp minor, I should say. I used Melodyne to check. If you see at the beginning, her note started at E and then went up to the F sharp, and this F sharp is what I need. So I could either cut the vocal and just use the F sharp, or I could even use Melodyne to move us to F sharp like this. I can use this to snap it to the scale and pitch it to the center. We can kind of get perfect notes that way. If I reprint this or freeze and flatten it, I can get this new audio and start chopping up this, which is essentially what I did for these vocals here. This is the finished tuned vocal. And then I also made them go to A. So I transposed it up 3. We started at F sharp. We hit 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps, and we got to A. So now these vocals are playing A with the bells. This vocal is going to be compressed and reverb added. Pretty long decay, 2 seconds with dry and wet 45, and a transient shaper, just turning down the attack and sustain, kind of rounding out the vocal. Try to make it softer. These are grouped in a group with an EQ8 cutting all the highs. This is before. We want to make it a lot less abrasive, so we use this EQ8 to cut out all those highs. Add a reverb and a delay. Just a little bit of effects. That's the Vox bell right there. Super fun. Bassline is the last thing here. It's pretty simple. It's just like a respace. If you go to the oscillator section, this is the first oscillator. You don't do anything to it. Leave it. Turn on oscillator B. Turn it up to 16 voices of unison. Make this one wide. Add oscillator C. We want this one to be a higher octave. So just hit +1 and change the shape to 4. Move the wavetable position right here to 4. So we have these three together. There are some effects. This is what it sounds like with just the 3. I add a OTT on top of this company OTT. We then use a filter, remove all those highs. We don't need to use that filter, actually. You can just use this EQ. Add one more compressor. Turn it up to 6.3 gain. And then this EQ will do the final cut. We use this high cut right here with the frequency on 272. We have this little peak as well. The OTT adds a little bit more high, so we use the EQ8 again and cut it here at 180. Do a final cleanup. And then, as I showed you earlier, this EQ8 will be off, on at the beginning, cutting the lows. And then activates. Now we can feel the bass. You know what it is. I love this song. So sick. Skrillex is killing it. He is innovating. He's like 10 years ahead of everyone. And he's even combining pop, trap, dubstep, and house all in one while having live performers perform with him. It's just unbelievable. Learn the secrets of the Skrille and enjoy. Please ask me any questions in the comments below. And I will see you guys soon. Thanks for the support. Peace out. Late.